Is the mortuary assistant the next autopsy of Jane Doe? No. So The Mortuary Assistant is a new supernatural horror film starring Willa Holland, who plays Rebecca. She's a new mortician who takes on her first night shift, only to end up trapped in the mortuary, possessed by a demon, and fighting to survive while uncovering some dark secrets. Now, it is an adaptation of a popular video game. I have not played that game, so I'm not familiar with the source material, so just keep that in mind as this review is coming from the perspective of someone who just loves horror movies. That said, I was excited for this one, and I was really hoping for some Autopsy of Jane Doe vibes because I freaking love that movie. But you do not need to do an autopsy on this movie to figure out all the things that are wrong with it. To jump into the few positives that this movie does have, most of the effects are practical. There's a few CG scenes here and there, but for the most part, anytime she's working on the bodies, it looks like practical effects and they're well done. I think the sets they designed were cool. They're atmospheric and they reminded me of rooms or settings that you would actually go through in a video game, which makes sense for this movie. There's some nice creative shots in this, where the camera's like on the body cart that she's pushing, or some while you're looking through a window while there's something happening on the other side of it. Some nice shots down the hallways. They kind of reminded me of video game cutscenes, which again, worked really well for this. You have some decent creepy imagery in here, especially with some of the bodies that she's working on. And that's about where the positives for this movie ended for me. Honestly, this movie felt like being awake during your own autopsy, which I'm convinced would be more enjoyable than watching this movie again. The performances in this movie are just rough. The mortuary owner, played by Paul Sparks, does an incredible job at playing a wooden board. Just an unbelievably stiff performance. The movie gets going really quick, but it unravels in a way where you're just kind of expected to already know what's going on. The story, if you even want to call it that, just unfolds in such an unnatural way. I felt like I was watching a confused Twitch streamer, just like walking around looking for a certain door or a key, going back into rooms they've already been in, just completely lost. The scenes do not feel cohesive at all, as Rebecca often passes out and comes to in different rooms or different places. Bear in mind, they intertwine all of this with flashbacks that are supposed to explain her trauma, but are presented in a way that's like, you guys know this stuff already. And if not, let's confuse the hell out of you even more. There is zero tension in this movie, and it's because every time you think something is happening, they quickly show you that it's really not, or it's just in her head, or she's doing it herself. I mean, there's a part where they show this demon thing, and Rebecca's like freaking out, trying to open windows, trying to escape, and then she just calmly sits down at a desk and just starts looking at papers, and I was like, did the movie reel just jump or something? Or did you just Resident Evil it into a new room and now whatever that threat was just exists behind that door in the previous room? There's a lot of ritual stuff in it that's not explained well, but you do get to see Rebecca walk through hallways trying to figure it out, and that's super fun. Also, the scares in this are just super weak. Like, it's a predictable jump scare or just loud strings accompanying someone, appearing behind her in frame or just down the hallway. Again, having not played the game, I don't know if they filmed this for everybody or if this is more so fan service for people who play the game and know the lore. I know video game fans do not want you to change a thing when it comes to games that they love. But not everything from a book or game translates well to the big screen. I just felt like this was if you've played the game, good for you. If not, you're shit out of luck. There's honestly so much more I could go into, but I want to keep this as spoiler free as possible. And I feel like I'd just be trashing the movie at that point. I hate having such a negative review on something because I know people still worked hard on this and are really proud to have their vision on screen. This just did not work for me at all. That all said, this is just my opinion. I do hope if you go see this, you enjoy it way more than I did. All right, guys, that's my review for The Mortuary Assistant. This will probably be in my bottom 10 for 2026, but let me know what you guys thought about it. If you liked this review, do that subscribe thing. If you're into physical media, especially VHS, I license horror movies. You can find them on frightgasm.com. And with that, I hope you guys keep getting your fright on, and I'll see you in the next review.